I've been solo now for just about 5 months. Well, it was the shock of everything that was presented to us during the first week, because I've been a professional driver for a while, but with my CDLB. So, driving, I drove city bus, triaxle, and concrete mixing truck. And so I always had the idea of going through a course to get my CDLA. I mean, that was definitely always an aim of mine. And never really got the situation in my life to be able to do it. And when one opened up, I took advantage of it. But I went into it with a lot of confidence, thinking, wow, I've been driving pretty good and don't have no incidences or anything. I mean, I couldn't imagine that there was really that much more to learn. And well, when I got into the class, I mean, it was definitely a shock, because it was pretty intimidating. All the stuff that was presented to us, the homework, the studying that needed to get done, and really just a lot more learning. I mean, there was a lot more to driving a tractor trailer than a city bus or a triaxle. I was a nervous wreck. I was already intimidated by the studying, and I wouldn't call myself like a book whiz or anything, but I was intimidated by that, but also seeing all the responsibility that comes along with being a CDLA driver, and then seeing some of the footage of what can go wrong if you're not paying attention, if you're allowing yourself to be distracted. It was like an overload of like, oh my God, man, I'm going to be awful at this. And well, I just had to tell them. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm really scared about this. One particular person I spoke with was Wade. He was really encouraging to me, because he had been a driver for a while as well. And he just said, the choice is ultimately yours, but I got confidence in you, and if you just stick it out and take your time, ask your questions that you need to ask. He says, I think you're going to do really good with this. So, and then of course Kyle and Hank were encouraging as well. And they said that they're here to help. They're not here trying to fail anybody or scare the life out of anybody. They just wanted to really drive home the point of how much responsibility there was to the job. But they gave me confidence. They encouraged me, and I decided to stick with it. Going there, I mean, I didn't even really get much sleep that night. I was really nervous, and there was a lot of pressure. I mean, everything that was already sacrificed in my life and in my time and all that to get to that point. I mean, there was a lot of pressure. I definitely didn't want to fail. It would have felt pretty like a waste of time. So I mean, I really wanted to pass it, but along with that came the nerves of what if I don't pass. So I was really, really nervous. Probably more so because of the fact that I still didn't really have all the confidence in myself that I needed to have. And Hank, on the way up there, he was really being encouraging to me, just calming me down and telling me, just you got this. All the practicing and the backing up maneuvers, the driving, you got it. All you got to do is do the same thing here. Just take your time, practice, or do what you've learned, and you're going to be all right. So I get there, and I mean, it's like a 50-50 shot with who's going to be first here, because it was me and my partner Max was there with me to take the test too. And sure enough, it was me. I got selected first, and then on top of that, I think it's 1 out of every 4 tests you got to do the complete pre-trip on the whole entire tractor and trailer. And I got picked to do that too. So I was like, oh boy, here we go with this. But it worked out. I think I out of 1 to 100 on the whole entire pre-trip, I ended up with an 86. So that was pretty good, and you know, I got through that, and the next step was the backing up maneuver, and I was shaking. I was shaking, and on my offset backup, I kind of overshot it a little bit at first, but I nailed my 90, and I didn't miss any points on that. So then I started feeling even a little bit more better and more prepared to go on the road trip, and I did that, and by the time I was done with that, the guy said, "You passed with flying colors." So I mean, it was definitely a good time, because I was just so nervous. So I mean, it was nice passing that. I mean, I jumped out of the truck and I was like, yeah. I was so excited. I was a little bit nervous about it. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, being that I was going to be with somebody I didn't really know, and we were going to be out on the road. But it went pretty good. I mean, we both helped each other out, and I think it just went really smooth. And you know, I got to know the guy I was with a little bit, and if there was something I wasn't sure about, he was, and vice versa. So it really, I think it did a lot of good for both of us in building our confidence and helping us to really apply what we've learned, because we didn't have anybody that was more experienced than us with us now. So it was just all up to him and I. So I mean, it worked out really good. It took a good couple months. Still, even at this point, I'm still a little bit nervous, but I think it's like a healthy nervous, because I know what can go wrong, and but I just make it my aim every day. More important than anything is to just drive safe. Now, I just found out from Nick in safety that I was for this month. He just told me that I was ranked number 3 in the company with a safety score. So. And that's really my goal. And I call him and I ask him how I'm doing with my driving, and he gives me feedback. So I'm constantly working on that, but I feel real comfortable driving. No real issues backing up, docking, or anything like that. In the beginning, a little bit sketchy just because of my nerves and being by myself, but overall, I just love it. I love it now. I don't ever want to be complacent. So I just always want to perfect my skills. I want to get better, and you know, I'm trying to make this a lifelong career for myself. And one thing I do know for sure is that you never know it all. And if you ever think you do, then you're going to run into a problem called humble pie. But I just really want to take advantage of the resources that we have. Nick's a really good guy. He's very conversational, very friendly. So I'm able to talk to him. The other person I really lean on a lot is my trainer that I was with, Don. He helped me out a lot, and leading up to the whole driving test that I was going to take. I mean, he really spent a lot of time just like kind of fine tuning me. Kyle and Hank were doing the same thing. So I mean, I got a lot of help, and I know everybody that comes through this whole thing gets a lot of help. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to be willing to apply what you learn. So that was pretty incredible. I was actually just honored that I was even able, that I was asked to do it. You know, it's a very, very serious thing, you know, and being prompt and not messing anything up for these concerts. But the first one I had was down in New York City, which the dreaded New York City. Nobody wants to go there, and I was nervous about it. And I mean, you really got to be on point going down there. But going to the Barclay Tower to drop off the load, you got to pull into an elevator. You go underground. You got to pull off onto a turntable that turns your whole tractor trailer and points you in the. I mean, there was a lot to it. It was a good experience, and I was just grateful to be a part of it. Oh, it's been wonderful. I mean, she's incredibly friendly, and she asked me one point. I was upstairs one day and I was wearing a Veriha hat, which I do wear quite a bit, cover my bald head. But she asked me if I wanted to be in a commercial that they were doing or something for online, and so I got to have a part in that. And she's just really down to earth, very friendly. So yeah, I'm not nervous about approaching her or anything if I had a question about it. I got to tell you though, I've been a part of other companies where that's their slogan, open door policy, and it's nothing like what it is here, because this definitely was proven real fast how good that open door policy works here. I would say just be sure about it. Be determined to get through it. Fight your nerves and take advantage of all the opportunities you have to learn while you're here, and come in with the attitude that you are going to do whatever it takes to learn. Don't be too proud to ask somebody for help, and apply what you're learning from the teachers, and you're going to do good.